Hi everyone, and welcome to an episode about Warren Buffett's top 10 tips about investing. Who's Warren Buffett? Well, he's the world's top investor, and maybe the best investor of all time. His net worth is 100 billion US dollars, not a million, a billion, 100 billion US dollars. And he bought his first stock back in 1942 at the age of 11 years old. So he well and truly started early. Now, let's talk about the top 10 tips that Warren Buffett suggests to follow in his footsteps. Number 1 is do your own research. This is really important because there's so much noise out there from news articles, from friends, from family, from just random people you see on YouTube, kind of like me. But do your own research. So when you invest in a company, look at the numbers yourself. Look at the cash flow, look at the balance sheet, look at the profit, and have a think about, is that company going to do well in the future? Don't listen to whether Cathie Wood says Bitcoin is going to go to $1 million per Bitcoin. None of that matters. All that matters is that you do your own research and you understand what that stock is going to do in the next 2 to 3 years' time. Number 2, focus on low fees. Now, just little percentages in fees that you're charged on things like funds will make a big difference to your overall return. If the average return for a market is, say, 7%, but you're being charged 2%, then your return is going to be 5% every single year. And that extra 2% can make the difference between, it can be a 6-figure difference over a long period. And the longer the period, the more that is going to diverge. And you're going to make less money and you're going to give more money to fees. So really minimize your fees as much as you can. Number 3, invest to move the needle. Now, that is really key, and it's something that a lot of people don't do. Lots of my friends who invest, they don't even think about this at all, and it's only something I've really started to think about over the last 3 or 4 years worth of investing. Now let me say that again a little bit more slowly. Invest to move the needle. So when you see a really good opportunity, you're not just going to put in 1% of your portfolio or 2% of your portfolio. You're going to grab it and you're going to put in 20% or 30% of your portfolio. There's a great video by the Swedish investor on YouTube showing how much of Warren Buffett's net worth he put across the years in individual investments, and it's quite staggering. At the moment, Warren Buffett's holding in Apple is around about 40% of his portfolio. So if you're splitting all of your stocks 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%, like Monish Pabrai, then maybe that's a little bit too conservative. Maybe you're not investing enough to move the needle. It depends on your own risk profile, but you have to invest enough so that you're going to make that return. Point number 4, avoid debt, especially credit card debt. Now, you're obviously trying to move forward. While investing, you're wanting returns, and debt will only pull you back. It's like negative return. You know, if you are earning, say, 10% on your S&P tracker every single year, but you've got a credit card debt, which you're paying 20% on, that means you're making negative 10% every single year if you've got the same amount in both. So avoid all debt and pay down your debts first. This is a great one. Never ever lose money. This is a perfect one that Warren Buffett always says, and it seems like comical in a way. Never lose money. Don't play around and invest in things that you don't really care about. Every single pound or dollar counts. So make that useful. And don't lose money by squandering on doing, investing in a stock you think is a bit speculative. Forget that. Never lose money. Number 6, the best holding time is forever. And this is a really interesting one because people always ask me, so, at what point are you going to cash out? At what point do you sell out? And they're always surprised when I say, never. I'm never ever going to sell out. And they cannot get it round their heads. Like, how are you going to get your money back? Like, you've put the money in, how are you getting it back. But if you hold forever, the dividends and the return you receive from your stocks will outstrip any of the money you put in. For example, Warren Buffett's investment in Coca-Cola pays him a 50% dividend every single year on what he's put in. So if you hold it for an incredible amount of time, you're going to get that return back 10, 20, 30 fold. I mean, the compound is incredible. And number 7, this kind of builds upon point number 6. Start early. Now, the earlier you start, the more years you've got ahead for that compound to grow, and that is the key. The longer time period you have, the more money you're going to make over that period. So start as early as possible. Invest in yourself. This is a key one that Warren Buffett continues to harp on about again and again, and I fully believe it as well. Investing in yourself is the best money you can spend. So whether that's fitness, whether that's learning different skills, whether that's travel, any sort of experience that you can gain is only a benefit to you, and that should be worth more than any investment in the stock market. Number 9, learn about money. Learn about what it means if you put your money in a bank account versus what it means if you put your money in the stock market or if you buy a property. Learn about what that means and what effect that has on you. Maybe learn a little bit about businesses, something very simple like what to look for in a cash flow statement. And that's kind of what this channel's all about, is teaching you how to do those little things in the finance world that will benefit you a lot. And Charlie Munger said this fantastic quote, which is, "Go to bed smarter than when you woke up that day." And it's the absolute key phrase, one you should follow every single day. And lastly, always keep cash on hand. It kind of goes without saying, but having that safety net is super important. So always have a little bit of cash, just as your kind of rainy day, whatever happens, I've got that to fall back on. If my car doesn't start tomorrow morning, I can get it repaired and I can still go to work. So always keep that buffer on hand. And Warren Buffett, he is amazing at saving cash. He has got billions and billions. I think it's in the region of sort of 30, 40, 50 billion in spare cash, sitting there ready to make investments if need be, or for if anything happens to his insurance company. So that's a lesson to all of us. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Hope that was useful. It is really interesting to kind of see what these top investors, especially Warren Buffett, the top investor in the world, is doing. And I think we can learn a lot from these 10 points. If we put them into play, it's only going to make our lives better. So let's do it. As usual, you can see 2 of my videos here and here. And in fact, it's actually on that side. And you can like and subscribe down below, follow along, and I will see you on the next video.